I'm Chet Sharma, I'm the chef patron here at BiBi restaurant, and today we're going to be making our beef pepper fry. So this dish is based on some amazing Wagyu beef. A guy called Earl Stoneham and his farm down there. They've been farming beef there for many generations, but Wagyu specifically for the last 3. We take inspiration from the Kerala pepper fry, which is actually normally quite stewed, heavily cooked, a little bit curried. We take all of those flavors and then make it nice and fresh and light and perfect for a summer menu like today. So here we've got a little bit of fillet that we've just sectioned off and seam boned, and this is from the Wagyu from Earl Stoneham. We then dip it in beef fat and then leave it to age in our dry ager. This one's been hanging for about 80 days now, so nice and firm. You can see lots and lots of fat running through there, which is going to be important in the final dish. So I'm going to take all the outside edge off of here, and then I'm just going to pop it in a blast chiller or a freezer for 10 minutes, not to freeze necessarily, but more just to make sure the flesh is a bit firmer, and that will help me dice it a bit more evenly. Part of the beauty of this dish is just building lots and lots of layers of flavor and pepper heat specifically. And one of those, as you can see now, I've got a smoking pan set to 200 degrees on the control freak here. This is our miligi podi. Now miligi means chili in Malayalam, which is the language down in Kerala, and then podi means powder. So it's just a mix of different powdered spices, including a little bit of black peppercorn, some red chili, some asafoetida, and some lentils and coconut in there as well. Tiny bit of coriander seed there too. So this is a really unusual stage, and for people who join the restaurant, chefs who join us, it's probably one of the hardest things to understand. You're probably going to hear me cough in a little bit because of how intense the heat gets, but it's a bit like roasting coffee. You need to take it to a really dark brown stage, almost burnt, but there is a line which you don't want to cross where it gets really bitter and acrid. It's quite hard to talk while doing this one. So this is normally the point where people get quite afraid. And they think, oh, it's starting to burn, it's starting to go brown. You can see the color change from, like, if you compare it to the original, it's changed color already. But we keep going. So the next part of the recipe, we're making, I mean, this kind of shows my classic French training before Indian. So I wanted to recreate the flavor of the pepper fry, which is an onion-based, I don't want to say curry because it's a lot drier than that. But we found a way, starting with some extra virgin coconut oil, quite a lot, to love the flavor of this. And then we have a few ingredients that we're going to splutter in there when it's nice and hot. You can see it's starting to shimmer, which is about the right stage. Got it set to 190 here as well. So one of the things with tempering spices, you always want to put the spice that you want to taste the strongest in first. In this case, it's going to be mustard seeds that I really want to get the flavor out of, followed by a little bit of ginger, black peppercorn. So the onions are now at a stage where they're very, very lightly cooked, just a tiny bit of color on them. But we want to keep some of that sort of acidic freshness to them. So we're going to stop the cooking with a little bit of coconut cream, just to re-emphasize the coconut flavor as well here. And finishing up the pepper fry masala, our onion soubis, we basically add it to a really powerful blender and let it run for, honestly, a good 6 to 8 minutes until it becomes super, super smooth. It will look more liquid at this stage than when it sets up. That's just the coconut oil and the fat in the coconut cream. When it cools down, it sets up, so it's easier to plate as well. Okay, so now our beef is frozen just a little bit, just firm enough so we can get a much cleaner dice on it. Just gonna take it into sort of 1.5 centimeter dice. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to dice this tenderly. Now, it's like It's part of the cucumber melon family. It's indigenous to the south of India. We treat it much like a cornichon, adding a little bit more spice to it, a little bit of peppercorn in the brine, alongside some garlic and some green chili as well. We're just gonna take it down to fine brunoise. Just like a classic tartare, I'm gonna slice some chives. Not super thin actually, because we do want a little bit of onion bite in there. So this isn't one for rate my chives. So that's all the prep done now. Now it's just about plating up. So we've got our beef, which is nicely diced there. And then, well, I was gonna say trinity, but actually a quadrant here. So some diced onions, a little bit of diced green chili, those tenderly that we were dicing earlier, and then some chives as well. So next we have a little dressing here. So this is made with smoked tea oil, a little bit of onion ash as well in there, and some Indian lemon juice. We start by putting our onion pepper fry soubise on the bottom of the plate. We then add these fermented telecherry peppercorns. Now, they are not black peppercorns, I promise. They are green peppercorns that are fermented. We then top that with our beef, so our beef mix with the cornichons made of tenderly, the onions, the chives, the green chilies as well in there. After that, the curry leaf emulsion, just a little mayo made of egg whites and curry leaves, a little bit of lime as well, just to give it that zing, just to bring the whole dish up a little bit, before topping it with our spice mixes. So that is the onion ash mixed with a little bit of chaat masala, and then the milagi podi as well, which we roasted off a little earlier. We then use some wood sorrel, just again for more and more freshness in that dish. It is quite heavy given that it's raw beef and onions and that kind of thing, so it's good to keep bringing acidity into that dish. Finished finally with the sully potatoes, which are straw potatoes, and then exactly 13 turns of the pepper mill. And there we have our raw beef pepper fry. Thanks for watching our video of the raw beef pepper fry with fermented telecherry peppercorns. Please like, subscribe, and click the link on the side for more content like this.